Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, I'm going to take a little look at this Hawkworld number 26. It's from 1992. But along with that, though, I want to show you what came in the mail yesterday. Showcase presents Hawkman Volume 1. It's a thick one. It's over 500 pages of Silver Age Hawkman. All in black and white. It starts off with the first Silver Age Hawkman story, the Thanagarian Hawkman. The Gardner Fox and Joe Kubert. And for the first several stories before switching over to the Murphy Anderson era. There's some great stuff, Hawkman, and that's going to be a lot of fun reading. And because of the hawk nature, this is a big shout out to Higgy at Higgy Pop Comics. So check out his channel, Higgy Pop Comics. And I also wanted to give another shout out to another YouTube channel, is Bucky749. That's Bucky749. His isn't so much about comics as it is about all kinds of pop culture stuff, movies, video games, and stuff like that. So, here we are, Hawkworld. I'm going to look at number 26. It was written by John Ostrander, with pencils by Graham Nolan and inks by Bradstreet and Dvorak. Yeah. So, Hawkworld is an American comic series published by DC Comics from 89 to 93. Started as a 3-issue miniseries before becoming a monthly title, totaling 35 issues plus 3 annuals. And it was created by Tim Truman, and it was a reboot of the Thanagarian Hawkman and Hawkwoman characters, Katar Hall and Shiera. After the end of the Hawkworld run, the storyline was picked up in the new Hawkman title. And this series, plus other character reboots, caused a lot of continuity problems in the DC universe, which prompting numerous retcons, which of course resulted in another crisis, rebooting the entire DC universe, and they did that 2-3 more times, because this was a reboot after several years after the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they had been doing Hawkman, continuing the old Hawkman in the comics after that crisis, and then they for several years, and then they rebooted it, which caused problems because they even addressed some of that stuff, because the Superman, who was fairly new, they had rebooted Superman, and he was fairly new in the world, in that universe at the time, and he was had interactions with the Thanagarian Hawkman. And then suddenly it was being rebooted, and they had to address that. Said, well, what's that in my memory? And I think, if I remember correctly, they rebooted it to the Golden Age Hawkman. I can't remember. But that was kind of funny. So now this is basically a self-contained story. The issues just before that, 24 and 25, had been, that's the only ones that I have in this storyline, was parts 4 and 5 of a 5-part storyline, which was Escape from Thanagar. And this is, of course, in Hawkworld. Thanagarians, Kadar Hall, for most particularly, came to Earth, and they established diplomatic relations and had established an embassy and stuff on Earth, and stuff. Now at this, they had this version of Thanagar. They were a very fascistic society, and pretty closed, and had a lot of interactions with other alien races, and they were very aggressive towards them. And they had many on their planet, and in the process, they were trying to eliminate them. Well, and Katar Hall, who was a fairly big established officer in their defense slash police corps. But he was he was sympathetic, not so fascistic. He was more sympathetic to their plight, and he was trying to help a lot of these people come escape. All these alien beings escape. Long storyline, and he snatched a prototype super ship, a Thanagarian super ship. And like Doctor Who's ship, it's like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside than on the outside, because it's a fairly small ship, but inside it's huge. And he got a bunch of these refugees onto that ship right at the last minute, as the Thanagarian authorities were dumping all fuel down in these tunnels that they were taking refuge in, and setting out a light to destroy all these alien beings, and but Katar Hall got them away. Meanwhile, on Earth, there was a fake, an imposter, Katar Hall, taking his place on Earth, and then was trying to ruin his reputation on Earth, and they were already calling him Hawkman. But he got there just in time, stopped that, and that guy was a bigwig too. And where we're at now is that they've got to Earth. That guy's in suspended animation on the Thanagarian ship, and they're about to be sent home. But there is another alien robot on Earth that has been captured and is in American government hands, and it is from another alien race who was fighting against the Thanagarians, and it is programmed to identify and attack and destroy all Thanagarians. And the Thanagarians want that robot, and the American government wants that robot. And Katar Hall and Shara, they want to get rid of that robot. so this is where we're at. It's after the escape and the impression, and you can see here the uniforms and type of wings and stuff are considerably different than the classic realistic winged versions. And they are here. This guy who did all that, he's in trouble, and it's immaterial. Back on Earth, Kadar Hall and Shiara, and they've got new uniforms, and again, completely different from the classic Hawkman uniform, and Hawkman and Hawkwoman costumes. And it's kind of neat, but I like the other one better. I think that uniform costume would work better for different characters. And on the giant Thanagarian ship in orbit around the Earth, the diplomatic ship, and they're about to skedaddle back. They're getting rid of Davis Thanagarians. Kadar Hall and the other aliens have taken refuge and sought asylum on Earth. They've been while that's being processed, and they're the embassy is being abandoned, as it were. But before that ship takes off, Kadar Hall, he's on the ship and basically threatened him. There's some stuff on this ship that we need, and we're going to take it. So okay, fine. I'll just go back. Meanwhile, in prison, here's a guy who was a criminal, Thanagarian criminal. He was known as the Shadow Thief, but he doesn't have the technology for that. He's in prison, but he's brought up, and these guys, government types, they're going to set him free, give him back his technology, because they want that robot. Meanwhile, here's some of the aliens on Earth. This fella here is I forgot his name. He is of the race who created the robot, and he is reprogramming it mentally, psychically, to not attack Thanagarians and others and stuff. And it's like laborious, but that's where they're. But Hall and Shara are trying to. They want to eliminate that thing. Here are some of the other aliens, and they're going to take that Thanagarian ship and go off elsewhere to colonize someplace else, and that's what they're going to do. But before they're timing this, because Kadar Hall he's going to get that robot at the same time, or just about the same time, and they have a human friend, Terran friend, and is going to be a distraction. He's going to dress up as Hawkman and go on patrol with Hawkwoman, while Kadar Hall is using the shadow technology to go in and get that robot, slip in and get the robot. So that's all a distraction. So it gives him an alibi. So there you. Meanwhile, but while at the same time, the original Shadow Thief is going in to get that robot. And they're kind of cool. And there they are. You can see the shadows as they're going through. He's getting the robot, puts a shadow gizmo on the robot. So the robot is the shadow. That means the something from the 3-dimension can't interact with the shadows. But the two shadows are fighting. And the government, the soldiers, guards, they go in, and Kadar Hall, his shadow gizmo is busted in the fight, but he makes a mental contact with the robot, and his mind is temporarily transferred into the robot while his body is incapacitated. Then as the robot, he takes on the Shadow Thief. So he takes off his shadow gizmo, so he's normal again, puts the shadow gizmo on the Hawkman body, and then takes off with in the form of the robot, takes off with the shadow robot and the shadow Hawkman, while the guy is trying to get away. So they got away, they got and sent off or hid that robot someplace, so no one can get it. So Kadar Hall, Hawkman, and Hawkwoman are A-OK. They're on refugees on Earth, and the other aliens take off to go their own way. So that's it. And I enjoyed that. And even though I missed the first 3 parts of this, I also enjoyed, not as much as this. I way back when I had gotten, I think I had the original Hawkworld miniseries and a few of the following issues, but I did not. I was not. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I was not terribly thrilled with it. And but at this point, I was liking it a little better. So that's all I've got for you. And that's some really nice artwork. Some really nice artwork, and even though it's Nolan, it is somewhat reminiscent of the Tim Truman artwork, and I like Tim Truman's art a lot. But Nolan he's a really nice artist as well, and some of his stuff really reminds me of the Joe Kubert work. So that's all I've got for you this time. Please like, share, and subscribe, and do leave your comments down below. What do you think of the Hawkworld? Did you like that series? Did you not like that series? And compare it to and it got the follow-up Hawkman stuff got so convoluted. I could not keep track of what was going on. At one point, the Hawkman the Hawkman was long gone, and it changed to Hawk Girl, which I did an episode on, and I guess then it changed back, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know where it stands now. I don't even know if they have a Hawk title right now. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.